Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hope you're doing well. So, in the beginning of the video, you see how a criminal in Texas is using a crowbar, some type of thing like that, to try to bust open this door. And this door, mashallah, they didn't link to the brand, but the gate did really well, and he wasn't able to get it open. This looks like a pretty nice, decent neighborhood, and he's trying to break in. Okay? Now, several points. Putting in a door like that is smart. Okay? Security mindset that I always talk about. People have to know where you live. Okay? And you can put in a tasteful looking style door. And secondly, I talk a lot about how women have to know firearm safety, because danger comes to you. People are doing home invasions in broad daylight. They think because they don't see a car out there, that somehow means someone isn't home. Thirdly, people made jokes in the comment section of that video, of that reel, that, oh, why are you trying that in Texas? Everyone has a firearm. Which proves my point that having a firearm in communities with firearms makes home invasions at least a little less. And this is important when you think about how in liberal places, the gang members will always have access to illegal firearms. Can't stop it. It's too lucrative. And further, just look at how America left all the weapons in Afghanistan to the Taliban. America often, through so many different ways, allows weapons to get into the hands of criminals. Obama did Operation Fast and Furious, where basically gave a bunch of weapons out, and so no matter what, there's always going to be a black market for weapons because money, 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 money. So denying good people tools to self-defense and defunding police departments helps criminals to have easier victims. And this is another example of when I tell women, you need to learn hunter education, because they have firearm stuff, that how to clean, different brands. There's a lot of free education out there, and you can go and get certified. You can hire someone to train you, make you competent so you're not a moron, and you can learn the basics so that, Allah forbid, you need to use it, you're able. I myself have survived a home invasion. I shot at a firearm. Criminal pulled himself out of the window, jumped over the fence. This was before we had a pit bull, back in 2007 when I lived in Richmond, California, which is a violent, disgusting hood. And I was sleeping in my bed and it was daytime. There was no cars in the driveway as well. That's why this video really touched home for me. And if I would have stayed asleep, that person could have easily forced themselves upon me, but because I have insomnia and I'm such a light sleeper, I heard him trying to get the window open. Okay? And it's important to know that you can be in your home, your husband can be at work, and crime will come to you. This is why American Muslim women do not need to listen to those red pill Muslims who live outside of America about, oh, if you own a firearm as a woman, you're masculine. They rather their women be dead. That's if you look at it that way. They rather her be R-worded in her own home, murdered in front of her kids, instead of her having a firearm. Because to them, they want to be able to have that threat of physical force against their wife without her using a firearm to defend herself from violent abuse. That's really what I've noticed. If a woman has a firearm, the men aren't able to have that threat of physical beating. Because if she feels like he's going to choke her to death, she can go get her firearm and defend herself. And they don't want that tool in the house because they feel like the gun interrupts their authoritarian, chokehold over their wife. Whereas I've seen other Muslim men who agree that sisters need to have a way to defend themselves because they recognize where they are. And further, just look how the Muslims in Gaza are being treated and they don't have firearms. What happens when you are oppressed and you have no weapons to defend yourself? Do your oppressors take mercy on you for the lack of weapons, or do they systematically de-arm you so it's easier to abuse you? A woman with her little newborn, and I've shared many times. Hold on. I haven't taken my... Okay, hold on. So, the American Hunter magazine, okay, it has a lot of articles about women who've defended their home from criminals, elderly, old men, defending their homes, you name it. And there was one story where a woman was in the shower, her kids were watching TV, she had a firearm in her nightstand somewhere where the kids couldn't reach it, like, I guess it was not nightstand, but somewhere where the kids can't reach it, but she can reach it. She heard someone break in. She literally had to run naked to go get her firearm and shoot at him. Imagine while you're taking a shower. Okay? You're so vulnerable. You're nude. Don't tell me if you just lived in a Muslim country, there wouldn't be any crimes against women. Every country has a dark underbelly. Some just don't record it. Right? Look how women in India have very high rates of sexual assault. This is a fact. No matter how you try to hide it or deny it, it's better to see the problem and formulate solutions. Okay? And it's good for women to be with male chaperones in situations like that. Just like how the Venezuelan, was she Venezuelan or Spanish? She was a social media influencer who went with her sugar daddy to go backpacking in India, and she got gang raped by 8 men. It was super viral. Okay, so it's important for women to know that being out there, men are a threat. In your nest, you're to guard your property. This means don't invite people in your husband doesn't approve of. Don't, let just anybody into your house, sister or anyone. But it also, I believe, you take that step further and you physically defend the property. Right? So you don't just let people come and steal your goats. You don't just let some people come. You call the police if there's someone on your property, but if you hear someone busting in, you're on the phone with the police, but you also have your firearm. Right? And for us to consistently defend laws that help us stand our ground, Castle Doctrine, where if a criminal is coming towards us, we don't have to evade our property and let them do whatever they want, but we can use lethal force to eliminate them because they're coming into our domain on our private property to hurt us, right? So think about how you can go online for free. There's different websites. The AmericanHunter.org has lots of NRA. Now, the NRA is not perfect, no doubt about it. But you can get wisdom from educated people, right? So if you're looking for educational material at an affordable price and some free courses, that's where you go. And as a woman, it's good to familiarize yourself with such laws, and you may meet, there's tons of Christian women who are Republican and from the South who know their way around firearms. And think about this, the women in the Israeli army and the IDF, they know how to use weapons, so why is you as a Muslim woman, if you're living in a violent community and can't afford to move, why are you not educating yourself? Right? You need to know what to do in a situation like that. And if you hide, yeah, but these people don't have no mercy. They're gonna rampage through your stuff, find you, and if you watch enough crime reports, they have no problem taking out a woman. Criminals don't feel bad for you just because you're a woman. This is something that you have to get out of your head. The era of gentleman chivalry is coming to an end when we have people who glorify brutality and cruelty and live by an atheistic creed where they don't believe they'll be held accountable for what they do in this world. And so I just wanted to share this video where a guy in broad daylight is using a crowbar to get into a home. And imagine, you're pregnant You don't want to lose your baby. You don't want to have a miscarriage. You want to be brave, breathe, alert, know what to do, and be ready. And this is also a good example of why you need a fence, a tall fence, not one that's easy to climb, and a security dog outside. You're allowed to have hunting dogs and dogs that have a function in Islam. A security dog guarding your property who lives outside in a doghouse and eats really well is very beneficial for you. Very beneficial. There's dogs that lead the blind, search and rescue, hunting dogs, dogs that are put to work in airports, therapy dogs for kids with special needs. You, as a mom living in a community that could be suspect, deserve to have a dog that will eliminate the threat while also having a security door and being able to have a firearm. You have multiple steps to defend yourself. Okay. And sure, you right now may say, oh, I sleep with my windows open, my doors unlocked, everybody knows where I live, I don't need to be this. But there are other women who have defended themselves against a perpetrator, live to tell the tale, and are a cautionary tale for you so you can act accordingly and prepare. Okay? You don't have to be scared against evil to be feminine. Being feminine doesn't mean you volunteer yourself as a sacrifice for someone's criminality. Defending your life, defending your property, defending your children is something even a chicken will do. If I go to a crocodile or an alligator and I go to her nest, do you think she's just going to let me do that? You know, you have to really examine how some animals, they'll straight up get you. If I go to a mama pig, I pick up that piglet by the foot and it's squealing, and she's going to come bite me. So a pig who literally poops all the time on itself and rolls in the mud will defend its baby. But you as a mom think, you know, your husband's gonna magically appear to get that criminal while he's out working trying to provide. You know, you have to be careful. Do not assume the criminal has some type of mercy for you. That's the worst thing you could ever think. That you're gonna go, please, please don't hurt me, and he's gonna somehow be like, okay, I guess I'll just let you go. Because millions of women throughout time have had their lives taken by men. So why would you think a criminal male is going to have mercy on you? It's just not the case. Just not the case. So take this as a lesson to have a security mindset. A steady security mindset. And be cautious. And if more people, imagine you're a stay-at-home mom, you're going outside, tend to your flowers, you see someone breaking in, you call the cops. You are a set of eyes. This is what I've been talking about when it comes to having more people in your community outside, walking around, taking out the trash, washing their car. It makes it harder for criminals to do what they do. When they see no one's around, you know, that's when they get into this mode of criminality. And sometimes you'll see signs that say Crime Watch Neighborhood. They have that as a way of letting you know people are observant here. You're not just going to do whatever you want. People aren't just going to be like, I ain't no snitch culture, and just let you break into someone's home. Be wise and be smart. Be wise and be smart. Take care. Let me know what you think down below. And if you'd like to join my blog and support the channel, it's www.subscribestar.com/melonarchive. Still fundraising for the bookshelf, the book holder thing, and the stand, right? And the wooden panel that goes in the back. It's like a privacy door thing. And that would really help. So if you can tip for that this Ramadan, help your local philosopher get some supplies that they need, that'd be great. Take care, fam.